Hello, viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is PSTV5 Plus, your official House of Musa podcast station, a special episode. This is Pia, and I will be your host for this talk. And right now, we're back at it again with an indulgent Carrero with one of our Musa models and advocates. So, hello mga viewers out there. Once again, this is us. I hope you've been enjoying our interviews for the past couple of weeks. So it's been very heartwarming, very grounding. All of the wisdoms that we got from our Musa models are quite impactful, to say the least. So right now, I just like to remind everybody that our models are complete na. And of course, if you wish to sponsor our Flores de Musa, feel free to visit our website on the House of Musa. And of course, you can also purchase your tickets online. So you can just go ahead and visit the website. So hello po, once again, I am Tia. Right now po, yung i-interviewin natin is it's a fresh start. Kasi po, as you've noticed, yung mga nai-interview po natin lately are ladies, empowered women. So right now, it's a different perspective po because we have a man with passion, a man with purpose as well. So I will not take you any longer. I'll go ahead and introduce you to our Musa advocate right now. So he is a mechanical engineering student at the University of Canterbury, and of course a model advocate for House of Musa, and will also be like in the fashion show of our Flores de Musa this coming May 27. Mga kabarangay, please help me welcome, give him a virtual round of applause, Kian Lilo. Hello.
Hey.
Hi Kian, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. How have you been so far?
It's been a busy day, but we're hanging on. Yeah.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, even though despite your busy schedule.
No worries. Glad to be here.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, Kian, can you please tell me more about yourself, like your culture, your heritage, and like basically where were you born? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I was born in the Philippines. I was born in Tanawan city in Batangas. I was born, and I moved here to New Zealand when I was 10 years old. So that was around 2012. And I mean, now that I'm 21 years old, I've almost lived half my life in the Philippines and half my life in New Zealand. And I think it's quite a cool situation where I can see sort of perspectives both in the Filipino, side and the Kiwi, the New Zealand side. And it's both a blessing to be here, and I'm glad that I have a family. You guys would recognize my mom, carmelalaylo. She's probably one of the one of the most renowned, I guess, figures in this whole Musa industry. But yeah, so as Pia said, I'm a mechanical engineering student at the University of Canterbury. I'm also doing a minor in aerospace engineering. So a lot of my passion and interest comes to airplanes and just engineering side of planes. So a lot of people try to mistake that with being a pilot, but I just want to be the person that makes the plane safe and be responsible for, I guess, the whole thing. But also I guess we'll just add one more thing. Last year, I was also the vice president of the Filipino Association here at the university. And so we're in charge. Well, basically, our mission as a club, as a Filipino club, is to promote and share the Filipino culture and heritage throughout the university and introduce it perhaps to some people who are not aware of that Filipino culture. And that's a rough summary of my background.
Wow. That's really impressive, to like get to know you and the stuff that you're affiliated with. You're just like your mother, who's also very into community-based affiliations and stuff. I'd like to commend you on that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And of course, like the fact that you also have a very wonderful passion on airplanes, and of course being a mechanical engineer as well, you're really routed to build a very credible and establish your credentials, to say the least. So Kian, I also like thank you so much for bringing that you are born in the Philippines. So you've been to the Philippines already, but of course you're
Yeah.
still young. Is there a place in the Philippines where you want to visit to?
So most of my life, I've spent my time in the Philippines just being around like the Luzon area, like Batangas, Manila. But I mean,
I see.
we have a lot of natural beauty that I haven't been to, like even just Boracay or like Palawan, or even just like because I've got a lot of friends here who are from Visayas, and they keep like telling me how a lot of the beautiful places like Siargao, Siquijor, Bohol, Cebu. Like I haven't been to any of those places, and it's been it's one of the goals for me to get to those. Yeah,
Yeah, you should. That should be a part of your bucket list. Like visit
yeah,
the places here in the Philippines. I
yeah,
mean, of
definitely.
course, with hmm so of course, like knowing that you've been, conforming to the traditions of in New Zealand. Being a Maori and stuff. So, what culture or tradition do you like most about being a Filipino naman? Like
Yeah.
what did you ano ba talaga yung traditions or yung mga kultura natin na inculcate mo still even when
Yeah.
you're in New Zealand?
I think not just with being Filipino, but having that experience, being a Filipino, being an immigrant in New Zealand. One of the things that brings us together is just simply the fact that we're Filipinos. So there's a inherent sort of togetherness that we as Filipinos just, I don't know if you've noticed this, but for me anyway, like in gatherings where there's, multicultural and nationalities, and I just most of the time in those gatherings, I just observe that Filipinos just tend to gather. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like we always find our people. Like even just walking around in around here, around the city. When you recognize someone and you think they're Filipino, you say, "Oh, kabayan," and then you'd like, "Oh, kabayan." It's just like it's good to
Exactly,
see
mga
that sense of
kababayan.
community. Yeah, it's the sense of community that no matter where we are,
Mhm.
that Filipinos always find each other and make a community to pretty much just embrace our culture and food. There's always food wherever we are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just
I
the sense
know,
of
I agree
community.
to that as well. Iba talaga yung, yeah, thank you so much for that. I also agree. I mean, even here, when you know that even in local situations, kumbaga, when you go to another place where you're not a local in, kung alam nila na, oh, from ganitong place ka pala. So yun, instantly spark na yung connection nyo
Yeah.
kasi we have that connection. It's pretty easy for us to find communities wherever we go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
Kian, I'd also like to ask, no, we know that you also have your fair share of like leading people throughout your academic journey. So like, where are you harnessing this dedication ba?
So it's for me. It's almost like a calling. It's hard to describe. So it's back in high school. Like when I first came to New Zealand, I struggled really hard to talk to people, and it's someone who didn't really know how to speak English, and then coming to New Zealand, everyone's English speaking, and so it was. I think at some point in my life, I just sort of decided, like, okay, you know what? I need to know how to talk to people. I need to know how to be able to um, be friends with people, be part of a team, whether that be participating or leading. And I think throughout my journey um, doing leadership stuff, I've just developed this need or want to just lead people for the better. So at the moment, I am currently doing two casual jobs at the university. So one of them is mentoring first year engineering students, and mentoring second year engineering students. So I think when we talk about leading people, it's usually to do a task or to be part of the team. But for me, being a leader just means being able to guide people, being able to show them the path, and not necessarily giving them the answers, but just giving them the right tools and giving them the right instruments to be able to help themselves in whatever they may be going through. And yeah, I think it's just to help others. To simply put, it's a great thing to help others. It's very fulfilling. It's yeah.
Oh, I'm really impressed at how hands-on you are with this community thing. Even like you even delve into mentorship for that. And knowing that you're an immigrant from the Philippines to New Zealand, it's really
Yeah.
like the process is not a way of speaking to their cultures as well. But right now you've been very, very um, um, upright to say the least that you've been into this kind of affiliations and stuff. And once again, I always commend men with a purpose. So thank you.
Thank you for that.
Kian, to be specific, as young as you are, what advocacy do you want to continue supporting and be a part of? Like, what initiatives would you like to consider doing, being like, a model and an advocate for the House of Musa?
Yeah. Although it's the one thing I would really like to push forward is the idea of supporting um, new Filipinos, new immigrants coming to New Zealand, and not just, I guess, helping them with moving, but also trying to get them to understand the Kiwi culture. And I guess yeah, because I think there's a lot of organizations here that help Filipinos and immigrants in general to help them, assimilate and, settle down in New Zealand. But I think not enough work is done to actually get them to understand and immerse themselves in the Kiwi culture, in the New Zealand culture. I think that's one thing I would really love to see, because I think as Filipinos or as immigrants, I think it's important that we keep our identity, our nationalities, and our culture within ourselves. But I think as immigrants, we also have a responsibility to understand and be part of the culture. And so it's not to say na parang, I dare say use the term like be whitewashed, but I think it's good that we have a mutual understanding of the Filipino culture, the Kiwi culture, and how we're able to merge those two cultures together. And
I love that. There's my compromise, because since of course I love that how you preserve your Filipino culture while also like adapting to the Maori culture. So just like you're doing intercultural communication, which is I commend. That's a kudos actually. Not everyone has that type of mentality. So
thank you.
that's really really nice, Kian. That's nice. Of course, I also would like to ask, how are you different now when where you were last time? How are you different now than you were the last time last year?
Ooh, okay. I think what makes me who I am, I think, is the accumulation of experiences that I have. I'm pretty busy with like just school in general and just all these other activities that I do. But I think in terms of how I'm different, I think I'm just as a 21-year-old, very, very young to some people. I think
Still
I'm
so
able
young.
to. Yeah, I think one thing that I see, that I notice, that I acknowledge as different, is that I just see the world in a different sort of view. I feel like, metaphorically speaking, I have a bigger peripheral vision, and I look at things long term now rather than short term. Back when we were like teenagers or in high school, oh, I want to do this, next year or next week, next month. But now I'm looking at, okay, this is my goal in 5 years. This is my goal in 10 years, and what are the steps do I need to get to those goals that I do? And so, yeah, I think it's the outlook in life that's different for me. Yeah.
I see. I see. That's really good. You have a different perspective on things. You see the bigger picture. What
Yeah.
else? That's a really unique. That's a unique. I must say, a unique personality for a man of your age. So good. So of course, with all that insight, with all that initiatives, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Given that you've also like have your goals in life.
Yeah. I mean, I've already talked to my parents about this, but my goal is to travel the world. Like, um, I'm greedy for experiences. I want to be able to experience and just have a taste of what the world has to offer. And I know that I'm privileged enough to be able to grow up in a different country, but at the same time, for me, that's still not enough. And so, in 5 years, what I really want, I guess my first goal is to actually work in Australia. And because New Zealand and Australia are very similar, and so if you're a citizen in either one of the countries, it's very easy to just find a job in the other country. And so I guess it's like a stepping stone for me. And so once I'm comfortable living in a different country, I guess with the prospect of having your friends and family away from me, then I can start moving on to, like traveling Asia, like Japan, Korea, and moving on to Europe,
Wow.
Canada. And so, yeah.
Thank you for that insight. I'll keep that in mind for future references. Okay, so right now, tell me one thing that you're always going to bring with you after you walk down the Flores de Musa fashion show.
Ooh. Okay. This is a bit of a tough question for me because
Yeah,
I
a
see myself
brainstorm.
as, I mean, I don't want to sound presumptuous, but I look at myself as a collection of smaller achievements rather than committing myself to one big
I see.
achievement. So
Okay.
I'm going to go very vague in my answer here. I think my greatest achievement that I'll bring when I walk down the fashion show is that I, the achievement or what's the word? What's the way to put this? So I guess I'll just put it in this way. So something that I'm really proud of when I walk down the fashion show is that I've always had the initiative to lead and help others in all the ways that I can. So, like just backtracking back in high school, I've been playing piano in a band, or in high school I've been playing in a Catholic band, so playing in churches, playing in youth camps, and then on top of that, I've been working as a summer missionary in a couple of summers, and all of that is really just to guide those who are walking the path that I have, and making sure that the mistakes that I've done that they don't do. Because I mean, if I have the opportunity to help them, and I have the opportunity to potentially correct their mistakes without doing it, I feel like it's just a very fulfilling role and a fulfilling prospect and look in life. It's just very vague, but that's the answer I can give you.
Basically, you want to be a role model to many.
Yeah. I mean, as a brother, as the oldest brother in my family, I just want to be that person to. I just want to be that person to for my siblings to look up to me, be that role model. Because as the eldest, I never had that person. I never really had anyone that, that made me go, oh, I want to be that person. Because I mean, my standards are high, and so I feel like if I don't have that person, then I don't want my siblings to feel that way as well. So I'm gonna try and be that person that my siblings can look up to.
That's
Yeah.
really nice of you. You look after your child. May pinagmanahan ka talaga. I know for a fact, Ma'am Carmela is very proud of you for having this conversation with me. So thank you so much, Kian.
Oh, thank you.
Give yourself a pat in the back for being the man that you're right now, and for the man that you will be in the future. So congratulations. Now at this juncture, Kian, no, let's have muna like a brief pangpawala lang ng stress sa lahat ng mga serious talks that we just had. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Boy Abunda.
Yep.
He has this, so so my segment siya sa isang talk show called Fast Talk. So we're gonna do that right now. So just give
Yep.
me like your direct answer to the questions. I mean to the options. So wala na, you don't have to explain to me. Just let me know, and then leave the viewers to decipher why yan yung pinili.
Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yep. They're ready.
Okay, let's go, Kian. So first off, green or blue?
Blue.
Brands or eco-friendliness?
Eco-friendliness.
Sustainable or fashionable?
Sustainable and fashionable.
Fashionable. All right.
Sustainable and fashionable. I'm gonna do that.
Actually, I agree as well. Kasi yung House of Musa, it's sustainable and fashionable. So
Exactly. Yeah.
all right. Next up, traditional or modern?
Modern.
Modern. Have world peace or stop world hunger?
Stop world hunger.
Okay. Be a queen. No, be a king or be an advocate.
Be an advocate.
Okay, what excites you right now?
Knowing that I will graduate this year. That's what excites me.
Congratulations! And what are you
Yeah.
looking forward to right now?
Because right now, living alone and life's a bit tough. So it would be really great to, get paid for my hard work at the moment and be in a
You really want to be independent.
just be in a financially stable situation right now. Yeah.
Alright. I mean, we all aim for that financial stability.
Yeah.
Okay, if there were no rules in your life for one day and you could be outrageous, what would you do?
I would blast music really loud for 24 hours. Just I love music and I just blast it.
Given that you've mentioned you were in a band, so that's pretty that's for the lack of a better word, basta yung innate sa'yo kumbaga, kasi you're in a band.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you hope will be the defining characteristic of your legacy?
Very simple, my attitude towards strangers. Just to be open, to be welcoming, to be heartwarming.
Okay, and of course, for the last $1,000,000 question, what is your message to young minds like us?
I think one thing that really pops to my mind is I think they'll hear this very often, but to strive higher than you think you'll achieve. Because for me, one thing that I always ask myself is, what if it turns out to be better than you ever thought? Like, what if it's better than you ever imagined? Because if you don't do anything, you'll definitely won't achieve anything. But if you try your hardest, the last thing, even if you fail, at least you'll have that slightest chance of getting that success, that achievement that you want. So take that 1%, take that 1% over the 0%. If that makes sense. No matter how small that chance
Thank
may
you
be.
so much. Alright, there you have it mga ka-viewers, no? Ayun nga, never settle for mediocrity, but always strive for excellence. Tama ba?
Yep, tama.
So, there you have it, Kian. That wraps up our interview right now. Maraming salamat for gracing this Corero with me. And of course, anything else, we will give you a spotlight to promote anything that you'd like to promote. If you want to shout out anyone, go. The floor is all yours. So go ahead,
Yep.
Kian.
I just want to shout out to my mom, to my family, just for supporting me with everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm going through. Shout out to them. Shout out to my friends as well, to those in Palmy, those in Christchurch, those in Auckland, those in everywhere. You guys are cool. So support me when I do this, and I'll make sure to keep shouting you guys as well. Sweet.
All right. Thank you so much, Kian, for gracing us once again in this interview. And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. So there you have it, mga ka-viewers, no? Kian Laylo, ladies and gentlemen, give him a virtual round of applause. So once again, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, to all our social media platforms. And if you'd like to sponsor our House of Musa, go ahead and check out our website for that. And yeah, this has been Pia signing off. Thank you, Kian. Bye,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you so much.